Hey everybody, check it out. What's up? It's Hercules Porsche's professional intro. Yay!
What's up, everybody? Heracles Porsche here, also known as Guildlock, on Xbox Live. I hope you are all having a wonderful day today. If not, hugs for you, broken shoelaces for your enemies. And I'm pretty freaking pumped today. I am super pumped to be talking about all of the updates that have come on February 23rd, 2016. I'm going to go through this list. I'm just going to read these notes, comment on each change made, and you will understand why. You will understand the, what do I call it, enthusiasm on my part for all of the ways this game has been altered. Alright, first up, additional content / functionality. General. Jakku DLC content is being patched into the game. Downloading it separately via platform storefronts is no longer required, and it can be deleted from your hard drives. Doesn't seem like a big deal, does it? No, except that DICE just completely unsplit the whole player community, guys. That's right. We're pretty much split between, people who are on the ball downloading all that DLC to get the goodies that were being given us to free, and the dummies who didn't know what was going on and had to languish in their no DLC, no Jakku, no new map I'm about to talk about world. So hats off to DICE for getting that done, and that's gonna speed up lobby fill up times in all of our games, so might have to be a big deal. I'm very happy with that change. New map? What? Well, I mean, could you have ever guessed from this video that there would be a new map? I don't know. Map is called Twilight on Hoth. It's added to Walker Assault, Supremacy, Turning Point, Blast. Oh wow, I didn't see that coming. Fighter Squadron, Drop Zone, and Heroes vs Villains. Wow, it's a lot of game modes for one map. I didn't even look at yeah, wow, Blast and Drop Zone? There's gonna be some big freaking games of Blast and Drop Zone. Anyway. So yeah, it's called Twilight, and mercifully, this Twilight map has nothing to do with sparkly vegetarian vampires. You can just put that completely out of your mind. No reason to bring that up whatsoever. And I don't know. I'm gonna comment on this map afterwards, after I get through all of this other stuff. But there's a decent amount I like about it. All right, moving on. New mission, survival in the ice caves added to survival missions. Kind of hard to get excited about that. It's just survival, not a big survival fan. Anyway. Turning Point, Junlin Wastes, Forest of Endor, Outpost Beta, and Source Up Centralplex maps added to the playlist. Super over the top pump for this. We all discovered Turning Point after the Jakku DLC was added, but playing this game mode on the same map over and over and over again just made it tired. This is exactly what we need. Turning Point is probably, one of the best additions to the game. It's, very balanced game mode for the bigger map, and I think there's going to be a lot of fun to be had here in Turning Point now as a result of this change. So, yep, definitely more kudos, hats off. Attract mode? GNK droid added. Gonk. What the heck is attract mode? Oh wait, is attract mode that title screen cartoon thingy that they have? Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's a little. Sorry, it's another one that's a little hard to get excited for. I'm sorry. Let's face it, folks. That that gonk droid is not very attractive. It's not. It's not that. It's not that super cool to look at. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if anyone's offended on behalf of gonk droids everywhere. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. But if you want to come to the defense of the gonk droids, feel free to write in angry mails to Heracles Porsche YouTube channel. Just how I feel. It's just, whatever. It's a gonk droid. Okay. Thanks for putting something that looks like a garbage pail on my screen sometimes. Gonk. Settings. Turning off music in the sound menu. Now turns off music everywhere in the game. A welcome addition, if a little bit of a mixed blessing. I know I am overall happy that this change was added, because as much as I love Star Wars music, as much as it's like the best music ever made, ever, sometimes it's a little too intense. Sometimes you don't want to be listening to that Star Trek music when you just like want to leave the menu on and just chill. It's just a little too much to have it, something that intense just on all the time. It was a little jarring playing today because I always have the music turned off for YouTuber purposes, and to have not listen to any music on the loading screen, or like basically to have it stripped from everywhere was just kind of felt like quite a bit. But I'm glad they've done it, because it was a little bit too much to have that all the time. So yeah, overall happy with it. It'd be nice if they added some options to have it on, like more customization for when you want the music on and off. But anyway, it's probably way too big a dream. I gotta get through this pretty quickly because I don't have too much footage left, so I gotta read these next ones off pretty fast. Oh, credits. Updated game credits list. Okay, that's the end of that. Weapon and star card changes. Primary weapons. Damage against air vehicles increased by 10%. Bowcaster. Explosion damage increased 10 to 15 per projectile. And explosion radius decreased from 3 to 2.5, so it's a side grade. Bowcaster. Full charge direct hits from 20 to 40 per projectile. And normal hit direct increased from 20 to 30 per projectile, so it looks like they've made the bowcaster viable again. Barrage damage increased from 50 to 55. Barrage cooldown reduced from 40 to 35 seconds on normal card, 35 to 30 seconds on the upgraded card. Barrage first volley of grenades no longer disappears if the user uses a refresh power-up and then fires a second volley. Homing shot lock-on time decreased from 1.5 to 1.2 seconds. That's a buff. Homing shot player of the ATGR turret now receives on-screen notification when locked on. Ion torpedo speed increased from 350 to 380 meters a second, and turning angle increased from 120 to 125. So most people won't notice a thing like that, I'm guessing. I was still seeing vehicles escape from some of my ion torpedoes today. I don't know. Pulse rifle. Movement speed while aiming decreased by 30%. Cycler rifle. Movement speed while aiming decreased by 40%. Another cycler rifle. Bullet speed increased from 300 to 450 meters a second. So I think that should mean less bullet drop off. No, actually, I can't say that for sure. Orbital strike fixed a bug where it would sometimes not trigger on button press. Vehicle changes. This is someone people should have a reaction to. The A-Wing. Increased hitbox size. Woo, this has been something people have been asking for a while. Also, the A-Wing will now properly take damage when colliding with an AT-ST and having the shield active. Slave 1. Players can now see the shield icon on rebel vehicles when a shield is active. AT-ST. T-47 airspeeder kills with a missile while firing the primary cannon at the same time. Will now properly award a kill, previously registered as a suicide. AT-AT fixed a bug where the orbital strike ability would sometimes not have the aiming reticle move. Oh, that was annoying. I'm super glad they fixed that. T-47 airspeeder. Players will no longer receive an out-of-bounds message on Graveyard of Giants during turn point when a control point is captured. Multiplayer game mode changes. General. Pre-round timer loaded from 30 seconds to 20 seconds. Good. I'm glad they changed that. That was way too long. Walker Assault. Fixed power-up spawns. Source Sub Complex. Walker Assault. AT health increased by 18% on Outpost Beta. 8% on Jungle Waste. 20% on Forest of Endor. 4% in Source Sub Complex. And 5% on Graveyard of Giants. I gotta stop and mention, I am super glad this change was made, and they've tailored it for each they've tailored it for each individual map to make it work as well as possible. I don't know, that might piss off the, math, reality obsessed, statistic obsessed people somewhere, but for me it's all about game balance, trying to get the Rebel and the Empire factions to roughly 50% chance. Ooh, look at me go here. 50% chance, win percentage. That contributes a lot to the game being fun when you can move the game away from predictable results. Definitely needed on Endor. So, yes, I've expressed my enthusiasm for that properly. Very glad that for those changes, Imperial lives matter. Walker Assault, spawning as an Imperial hero after the ATs just past the second step. No longer despawns with the. I had no idea that was even a bug. That despawned an AT? Whatever. Walker Assault. The second AT no longer bumps in the wreckage of the other unsourced sub-centroplex when the first AT is destroyed in the first uplink. You guys remember that? That was the game that never ends. That goes on and on. My friends, some people started playing it, not knowing what it was. But they don't have to deal with that anymore because they fixed that in the patch. Droid Run. Correct objective notification is now displayed to all players if someone is killed while trying to claim the droid. Improved Droid Run. Improved spawn zones on Dune Sea Exchange. Did they only fix that for Droid Run? They should fix that on every game mode. Supremacy. Fixed power-up spawns on Junlin Waste, Forest of Endor, Sora Sub Centralplex. Supremacy. Improved spawn zones on regular spawns. So the first was powered-up zones, and second spawn zones Junlin Waste, Outpost Beta, Forest of Endor. Heroes versus villains. Planted turrets on Dune Sea Exchange will now disappear in between rounds. Hero Hunt. Improved spawn zones on Ice Caves. Fighter Squadron. Players are now protected while spawning on Graveyard of Giants. Mission changes. Both players will now properly see card charge pickups if player 1 is using a third star card. I'm running out of time here. Player 2, control settings no longer update. Just fixes. Wave 10 will now spawn. Just trust me when I say there's a bunch of mission survival fixes. Hero changes. General heroes no longer get stuck in stunned animation states. Princess Leia Endor outfit updated. Congrats on completing the Lead the Rebellion challenge. I am super pumped to try out Leia's sexy new Endor outfit. Actually, it's not that sexy. It's not Slave Leia sexy. It's just trust me. I'm pumped for that. Trooper Vein now only knocks back primary targets, not nearby enemies. Luke's Saber Rush damage against other heroes got a 4% buff. Luke's lightsaber swing radius got a barely noticeable nerf. Han Solo had a bug fix. Emperor's Palpatine's shock troopers, I think that's a buff. They had a weapon damage change. Yeah, I think that's a buff to the Palpatine's honor guards things. Anyway, more general bug fixes. Lightning gen textures, audio user interface. Is made a change for color bind. Oh, okay. You know what? I gotta just say. More general bug fixes. Sorry I ran out of time to cover that. Look at that. MVP. Woo! Stroking my own ego. pointlessly. Anyway, I am really happy with all of these changes, guys. I just have to say, I know I sound like whatever, I'm just being like super positive for no reason, but really, this is a really great response to a lot of constructive criticism. And, to me, this is exactly the way the game needed to progress forward. So I think I deserve to be happy. Let me be happy. Anyway, see you, Starside.